Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome back to Inspirations by Terry. I pray that everyone is doing well. I don't know about you guys, but we're having a snowstorm, so I'm sure wherever you're listening from, you're having some kind of inclement weather. Um, they said we were supposed to get up to 20 inches, but I think by looking outside, it looks like we might get up to 10. I don't think it's going to be it's bad out there, but I don't think it's going to be what they anticipated from the gates. So I hope everyone's safe and I hope everyone is doing fine. Today, we are going to continue with part two on the root of rejection. In part one, I was given some instances and some ways that the root of rejection can attach itself, the spirit of rejection can attach itself to people who are vulnerable, people who have been traumatized, who have been abandoned, who have been rejected, and how that can take root in our lives and it can show up in our lives when we get older, and it can show out. Excuse me, it can show out in our life choices and our the way that we live our lives, the decisions that we make. And some of those decisions that we make can look like, and I'm just giving examples for you to be able to recognize why some things have happened in your life and are happening, and how to bring an end to that, bring an end to the lies of the enemy. Going back and identifying why you do the things that you do, and if you can identify why you behave the way you do and why you do the things that you do, and you can sever that root and get it at the root and ask the Most High to come in, we can move on and have productive, fulfilled lives, and we don't have to live no longer after the patterns of the world, but we can live according to what the Most High has planned for his children from the beginning, the things that he desires for us to walk in, the things that he desires to have for us to have joy, abundant life, peace, happiness, prosperity, all those good things. So what are a few of the things that we can look at, and you can be able to see in a person that is suffering from that spirit of rejection or that root of rejection? Okay, it looks like self isolation in an adult, someone who keeps to themselves, so they withdraw from the world to avoid rejection. You see people wherever you go that might just look, like, leave me alone, or just so look like I don't feel like being bothered. They don't talk to anyone. They just keep to themselves. They just come and go, and just quiet, like real timid. And that's what that could look like. That's one example. It could be someone who doesn't believe in God. They believe the rejection of the Most High. They'll say, I don't believe in God, or because if God was real, why would He allow these things to happen to me? Why would He allow such and such to happen to me? So it could look like people openly denying that there is a God, the Most High. People, it can look like you're easily offended. You know, everything that reacting for to correction and hurt feelings, so you could be easily offended. It can look like jealousy. It can look like competition, not able to see someone else succeed in things. It could be like a person always comparing themselves to someone else because they think they're not good enough. It can look like unforgiveness and bitterness. I think bitterness is like a strong one. Just bitter, angry, just defiant, and, you know, just have an attitude, right? It can look like identity issues, struggling to see self worth and confusion about one's identity. So these signs that I just mentioned are just a few. There's so many other things that can be manifested in one's life who suffers from the spirit of rejection or the root of rejection. You can see people looking for love and acceptance in friendships, wrong friendships. You can see people signing up for, I believe that when you have someone that falls into these categories, and just say one goes to college and they see a young lady or a young man always to themselves and always doesn't have really many friends and just a loner. The people who have been studying, the demons that have been studying and doing these things for centuries, because the spirits are just passed on and passed down, identify that 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 need for acceptance, and they'll say to the loner, to the girl that's by herself, come on, we're having a party, and come over here, we're doing this, and she comes to the party, and now they're introducing her to all kind of things. And in a year you'll see that girl with this new group of people, and she's just been initiated into some kind of craziness. You might see her with piercings and black fingernails and all kind of stuff. This is just an example, because someone saw that need in her for acceptance, that she'll cling on to anything or anyone who shows her attention or shows her that she's welcomed and she's wanted. It can look like um, get into relationships with men that are not proper relationships, but someone who pays you that little bit of attention, who makes you feel validated or wanted. It could be someone who's not even a person of your caliber, but you'll deal with them because they make you feel good when you're with them. Unhealthy, unstable relationships, not from the Most High, but you're searching and you're longing out of a spirit of rejection, abandonment, whatever those, um, whatever your situation was, or whose situation was that you've been hurt in, and now you're looking for those acceptance in that from others in that area. So it can look like a lot of different things. It can look like you becoming an alcoholic, trying to um, smother those feelings, trying to keep those feelings at bay and not have them up, so close to the surface. So you'll drink, you might do drugs, you might have sex. Like some people are addicted to sex, and not because the sex is so good, but because while they're having sex, those feelings are isolated. They're not there. They're not present because they're being occupied doing having sex. So people have sex for sport, not because it's um, the matter of love that it was created to be, to reproduce life, to for a man and a wife to have, to share and to show love and compassion for one another. Nowadays, sex has just been really belittled to this thing of feeling good. You made me feel good. I feel good. I'll see you next week. Like this crazy thing, a sport, just like playing basketball. People hook up and they call it smash and they call it all kind of things, but it's not what the Most High intended for it to be. So you can, and if it shows up as bitterness, um, and you're angry, you're always arguing, always trying to get your point across, and you're just really just clinging and linking on to things that make you feel good. You might be a pothead. You might always be smoking marijuana every single day. You can't just be yourself. You always have to be. Your mind has to always be altered. You have to always have some altered experience, and you cannot just deal with yourself as is. When a person cannot, I know so many people who smoke pot. Almost the whole world smokes marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it, reefer. And I'm like, well, what are they getting high for? Like, what's the purpose of it all? Oh, it's so natural. What are you talking about? This is natural. It comes from the earth. This is not a drug. This is something that was given to us. Yah created it. It's something for us to do. I'm just saying, why do I have to pay for an ounce of weed or pound of weed to alter my mental state just because it's natural? So if it was natural, I would wake up already with my mind already, whatever it makes you feel, altered and be that person. Why can't you just be who you are? So I believe that it's someone who doesn't like themselves that has to be altered. Why does your mind have to be altered? I don't get that part. I don't like marijuana. Never did. Tried it a few times, and every time I tried it, it made me feel the same way. Paranoid. Just like, why do it? Like, why bother? Like, I don't have to pay to be paranoid. Okay, I just no. I could just go without it. Okay, so also it can show up as looking for self worth, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of low self esteem, all these feelings, however they show up in your adulthood. A lot of our relationships with our children suffer because we were not whole, or we were not the person we were supposed to be to impart into them true love, true acceptance, true all these things. How can you give to someone something that you lack? How can I give to my husband something that I'm in need of? Or he may be in the same boat. We both could have been raised with roots of rejection. I don't know. But I'm saying, when you're in a situation or in a relationship and you're coming from a cup that's not full, a cup that's inadequate, how do you pass on, or how do you impart to someone else when you are in need of impartation? How does that happen? This is how it happens. It happens when you accept the Most High as your if you accept Yeshua, the Most High Son, as your Savior, as your Redeemer, as your redemption, and you begin to look into His Word, and you begin to read His Word, and you begin to believe His Word, and know that in 2 Corinthians 5:17 it says that, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means that you have to be getting into His Word, knowing what His promises are for us. If you do not know His promises, if you do not know who He is and the things that He has planned and in store for you, how will you ever be able to walk in them? How will you ever how will you be able to be transformed, that you can be renewed, that your mind is now good and healthy, that you can talk to people and you can share with people what you've been through, what how the Most High has transformed you, and how now you are speaking just like I am today, and sharing with people that you don't have to believe the lies that were told to you as a child. You don't have to make them take ownership of things that were a lie and sent from hell, and you take authority of those things, and you put all those lies and those rejections and those words of abandonment and all those things on the altar, and you speak to them, and you ask the Most High to come and annihilate all those things by fire of the Holy Spirit, that no longer are those things a part of your life. He said, think on these things, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure and of good report. These are the things that you're going to begin to think on. These are the things that you're going to begin to let occupy your mind. And is it easy? No, because your mind is a battlefield. The enemy comes always with thoughts, suggestions, trying to get you off center, trying to get you not to believe the promises that the Most High has given to us, that are for us, that are a part of our inheritance. It's just like, you believe the weatherman, this storm that's here today, right? On Friday, I went to the grocery store, me and my daughter, and we were shopping, and we were in this long, and after we finished shopping, we're looking for a line, and all the lines at the register were all the way back in the aisles. Like, if you were shopping for food, they were way back there. And I said to my daughter, I said, Chanel, this is ridiculous. I said, how the world is just programmed, that how we are programmed, that the weatherman tells us what's going to happen, And now all of a sudden, everyone believes exactly what the weatherman says. So everyone is out here. You know, I said to her, people can't find salt to put on the ground because all the salt is gone. And she said, yeah, because even when we went looking for salt, we found one bag somewhere. She said, I think at a gas station. And I said, we believe the weatherman's report. But how comes we can't take that same faith, that same um, that same energy and believe the word of the Most High? If He tells us that we are the head and not the tail, that we're above and not beneath, and that no weapon that is formed against us shall be able to prosper, how comes we can't take that as truth and show up like the people show up in the grocery stores looking for salt, looking for all these things? How comes we can't take the word of the Most High and apply it to our lives and show up strong, show up steadfast, unmovable, full of glory, full of hope, full of inspiration for everyone that comes in our path, that we have a ready word, that we have a good word ready to impart for them that come to share with you anything that they may be going through. He said, the word of the Most High says that we should be ready with an answer to everyone who comes our way with a downcast spirit, and they're just feeling like woe is me or whatever. We should be able to say to them, if they come your way and they're in your and they ask you, or the opportunity presents itself, you should be able to encourage that person, give them scriptures to go back to stand on, to say that yes, you can. No, you're not this. Yes, you are this, based on the word of the Most High. Do we believe the word? I have never in my life met so many people who say they believe in the Most High, unbelieving believers. They say they believe, but the first sign of anything, they react in fear. They don't stand on the word that, the world says X, Y, and Z, and they follow the world toward damnation instead of following the word of the Most High to life everlasting. Yahuwah says, fear not. He said, fear not. We are commanded not to fear. Does fear maybe rise up, or do you have concerns that rise up? And if you do, what does he say? Casting down those imaginations, casting down all those things, because the Most High cares for us. He promised us that He would never leave us nor forsake us. He promised us that He will go before us. Go before us. That means that no matter what's out there ahead of us that looks weird or crazy or dangerous, that He has already gone before to make that path, that crooked path, straight, and that jagged edge smooth. He said in His word, He has gone before us. We have to get to the place in our lives as believers that we believe more on the word of the Most High than we believe in what we see. He said that this is a faith walk. That means that if I'm walking by faith, even though I see this with my natural eye, I can see all these things. And yes, I see them. But because I walk by faith, I have to call those things that be not as though they were. So I'm not going to pray according to what I see. I'm going to pray according to what His word told me. If His word told me I'm the head and not the tail, then guess what I believe? I believe that I'm the head and not the tail. If His word says that I'm the lender and not the borrower, guess what? I believe I am the lender and not the borrower. If His word says to me that He wishes above all things that I prosper and be in health, that He wishes above all things that I prosper and be in health, that means that I am in health and I am prospering because He believed that for me, and I believe it for myself. Even if I don't see it at the moment, I still believe it until I see that thing manifested in my life. I believe His word. I believe His word. I believe His word. And you have to believe His word no matter what you see. You cannot walk by your physical. You have to walk by faith. By faith, by faith, by faith. You cannot go by what you see. You have to walk by faith, and you have to believe the word of the Most High. So I'm going to end this because I don't want to make it too long. I want to say to you, if you have been receiving lies If you have received lies in your childhood that told you you were not worthy, not beautiful, that you were not enough, I want to let you know that you are beautiful and that you are worthy and that you are more than enough just as you are. Because the Most High Yahuwah said that He created you fearfully and wonderfully made has He made you. No one can compare to you because you are an individual. You are unique in your own way. There is no one out here that can fulfill the purpose that you were created to fulfill. So don't compare yourself to anyone because you can't be them. You'll never be them. You'll never measure up to them. You can come close and maybe copycat some things, but that fingerprint is uniquely and individually theirs. You can't duplicate it. There are things that you can do that no other person can do. There are people you can reach that no other person can reach. There are things that you can create that no other person can create. There are things that you can speak that no other people can speak because you are you. You are beautiful. Never compare yourself. Know that you can be transformed, you can be healed, and you do not have to look outside of yourself for anyone's validation. You do not have to look outside of yourself for anyone's approval. If you are approved, and you are, if you are a child of the Most High, you are approved by Him. You are already accepted in the Beloved. You are a part of His family, and you win. He said that He causes everyone in Him to triumph. We triumph in Christ. We triumph with Yeshua. We win. The battle's already won. I want you to check the scoreboard because you're set for life. The battle's already won. With the Most High, you win. You're set for life. You have to endure. You have to go through these little storms and all this stuff, but the word of the Most High says we win. We're set for life. Hey, we win. The battle isn't fair. We already win. You have to endure. He said 1,000 may fall to your left, 10,000 may fall to your right, but we're with the Most High. We are set for life. For life. Check the scoreboard. We win. Read your word. Every time you saw a battle come up, when they were outnumbered, when it looked like the battle, they were not going to win. When the Israelites came to the Red Sea and there was nothing in front of them but water, and the Pharaoh's army behind them, what happened? Yah split the sea. He said He will make rivers in the desert. He will make a way out of no way. Do you believe it? I believe it. He is faithful, and He has you in the palm of His hand. That means if I'm in the palm of His hand, I can't fall out because I'm in the palm. He got me surrounded. I'm set. I'm good. You wake up every day knowing that you are on the winning side and you win. Be encouraged today. Be of good mind. Renew your mind. Get into the word. Begin to write down the promises of the Most High and speak them over your life. Speak them over your family. And know that you're on the winning team and that you are set for life because you're with the Most High. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And until my next video, take care. Bye.